Good morning all. So today we are going to discuss the topic perspective projection. So you are already familiar with the basic terms and the concept of the perspective projection. So I am not going to discuss all those in details. Anyway, let me explain some of the terms which we are using in the problems. So first one is ground plane. Ground plane means a plane on which the object is placed. So you can assume this as our ground plane. Okay, it is a horizontal plane. Now the second one is picture plane. Picture plane means it is a plane on which the image of the object is formed. So the picture plane is perpendicular to the ground plane. So in this case, if this is our ground plane, you can assume this as our picture plane. Okay. Now the next one is station point. Station point means it is the observer's eye. So if I am looking at the object from here, my eye is the station point. Now the next one is horizon plane. Horizon plane means a plane which is parallel to the ground plane but passing through the observer's eye. So if you are having a plane like this passes through the observer's eye, then that plane is known as the horizon plane. Okay. Now the next one is auxiliary ground plane. Auxiliary ground plane means any plane which is parallel to ground plane. Okay. And the last one is center plane. Center plane means it is a plane perpendicular to the picture plane and the ground plane and which passes through the observer's eye. So if you are having a plane like this, which is perpendicular to ground plane and it is perpendicular to picture plane. So that plane is known as the center plane. So these are some of the basic terms which we are using in the problems. So first one, ground plane. Ground plane means it is a horizontal plane on which the object is assumed to be located. Now the second one is picture plane. Picture plane means it is a plane on which the image of the object is formed and that plane is perpendicular to the ground plane. Then we are having the auxiliary ground plane. Auxiliary ground plane means any plane which is parallel to the ground plane. Then we are having horizon plane. It is a type of the auxiliary ground plane but it passes through the observer's eye or the station point. Then we are having the center plane. Center plane means it is a plane which is perpendicular to the ground plane and it is also perpendicular to the picture plane and it passes through the observer's eye. Then last one is station point. Station point means it is the observer's eye. So these are the basic terms in the perspective projection. Now we can start the problems. So first one is draw the perspective view of a rectangular prism of 100 mm into 50 mm into 40 mm size lying on its 100 mm into 50 mm rectangular face on the ground plane with a vertical edge touching the picture plane and the end faces inclined at 45 degree with the picture plane. The station point is 120 mm in front of the picture plane, 80 mm above the ground plane and lies in a center plane which is passing through the center of the prism. So we are having a rectangular prism of dimensions 100 mm, 50 mm and 40 mm. Okay, and it is lying on the ground plane or on the ground on its face having dimensions 100 mm and 50 mm. Then it is given that one vertical edge of the object is touching the picture plane. So this is our picture plane and this vertical edge is touching the picture plane. Okay, and assume that you are looking at this object from here. Okay, now what is the conditions of the object? This length is equal to 50, this length is equal to 100 and this vertical edge is touching the picture plane. It is also given that two of the end faces containing that vertical edge means this face and this face. These two faces are inclined at 45 degree with the picture plane. So this angle is equal to 45 degree and also this angle is equal to 45 degree. Okay. Now you have to draw the top view, front view and the perspective view of this object. So first we are going to draw the top view of the object. Now when we are looking at this object from the top side, you can see this picture plane as a line that we are represented by PP. Then we can see the top view of the object. The top view of the object is a rectangle having dimensions 50 mm and 100 mm. So first we are going to draw the top view of this object. So first we are drawing the top view of the picture plane. Now you have to draw the top view of the object. So the object is lying on the ground on its face having dimensions 100 mm into 50 mm. So you can draw the top view. So this length is equal to 100 mm and this length is equal to 50 mm and this angle is equal to 45 degree. This angle also equal to 45 degree. Now you can complete the top view. So this is also 100 mm and this is also 50 mm. Now it is given that the station point is 120 mm in front of the picture plane and lies in a center plane which is passing through the center of the prism. So first you have to mark the top view of the center plane. So we know that center plane passes through the center of the prism. So first we are marking the center of the prism. So this will be the center of the prism. Now you have to mark the or you have to draw the top view of the center plane which passes through the center of the prism. Okay. Then it is given that station point is 120 mm in front of the picture plane. So at a distance of 120 mm from this picture plane, we are marking the top view of the station point. So this is the top view of the station point. And this distance is equal to 120 mm. Now you have to draw the front view of the object. So to draw the front view, first we are drawing the front view of the ground plane. So if this is the ground plane and when we are looking from here, you can see the ground plane as a line. So first we are drawing the front view of the ground plane. It is represented as GP or GL, ground plane or G ground line. Then you have to draw the front view of the object. So first we are naming the object, name the top view. So the top faces or top corners, these four corners are named as A, B, C, D, and the bottom corners, corresponding bottom corners are named as 1, 2, 3, 4. Here all the top corners will be visible in top view and all the bottom corners will be invisible in top view. So the bottom corners 1, 2, 3 and 4 are given in the brackets. Now you have to draw the front view. For that you have to draw the projectiles from the top view. So bottom corners are named as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the corresponding 4 points in the front view you can mark it as, here we are having the point 1 dash, then we are having the point 4 dash, then 2 dash and then 3 dash. Okay, now you have to mark the top front view of the top corners A dash, B dash, C dash and D dash. To mark the front view of the top corners you have to consider the height of the prism. Here we know that dimensions are 100 mm into 50 mm and 40 mm. So height of the prism is equal to 40. In this position height of the prism is equal to 40 mm. So in front view you can see this length 40 mm. So height is equal to 40 mm. So at a distance of 40 mm from the ground plane, we are assuming that the object is placed in the ground plane since no other conditions are given. So we can mark the top points at a distance 40 mm from the ground plane. So this length is equal to this length is equal to 40 mm. So this point will be the point A dash, then this will be the point D dash, then B dash and last one C dash. So we have completed the front view of the object. Now you have to draw the front view of the station point. So it is given that station point is 120 mm in front of the picture plane and 80 mm above the ground plane. Okay, so you can mark the front view of the station point at a distance of 80 mm from the ground plane, or front view of the station point SP dash at a distance of 80 mm from the line GP. So here you can mark the front view SP dash. So this distance equal to 80 mm. So we have completed the top view and front view of the object. Now to draw the perspective view, you have to follow the following procedure. So first one is you have to draw you have to join all the points in the top view with the top view of the station point. So here I am joining the top view of the coordinates A and 1 with the top view of the station point. So we are getting a line like this. Okay, now this line means the line joining the top view of the station point and the top view of the coordinates A and 1 meets the picture plane at this point. So this point is named as A1 and 1, 1. Similarly, the line joining the points D4 and station points means the picture plane at the points D1 and 4, 1. Okay, then we are joining the top view of the station point with the points B, C, 2 and 3. And correspondingly you are getting the points here, the point B1 and 2, 1. Then here we are getting the points C1 and 3, 1. Okay, so here we have joined the top view of the station points with the top views of the object. Then you have to draw the front view of the station points with the front view of the different corners in the front view of the objects. So here I am joining SP dash with A dash, then SP dash with D dash, SP dash with B dash, then last one C dash. Similarly, I am joining the points SP dash with 1 dash, then 4 dash, then 2 dash, and last one 3 dash. Okay. Now to get the corresponding points in the perspective view, you have to draw perpendiculars from the points A1, 1, 1, D1 for 1, etc. to the lines connecting front view of those points with the SP dash. So first we are having the points point A1. So I am drawing a line or perpendicular from the point A1. And that line meets the front view of the point, or that line meets the line join the points A dash and SP dash at this point, and that point will be the point A. So this point A is the point on the perspective view. Similarly, here I am drawing a perpendicular from the point 1 1. It means the line joining 1 dash and SP dash at the point capital 1. 1. Okay. Similarly, you have to find all other points like B, C, D, 2, 3 and 4. So to get the point B, you have to draw a perpendicular from the point B1. It will meet the line joining SP dash and B dash at the point capital B. So this is the point capital B. Then we are drawing the perpendicular from the point C1. So this is the point capital C. Then you are drawing the perpendicular from the point D1. It will meet the line joining D dash and SP dash at the point capital D. So we are getting the points A, D, B and C. Similarly, you can find the points 2, 3 and 4. So we got all the points on the perspective view. Now you have to join the points in the corresponding order. So here I am joining the points So here I join the points A, B, B, C, C, D and D, A. Then the points 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4 and 4, 1. Also I am joining the vertical edges A1, B2, C3 and D4. So this is the perspective view of the final object. Now you have to identify the visible and invisible lines. To identify the visible and invisible lines, you have to consider the line joining top view of the station point with the top view of the different corners of the object. So if you are considering the line joining SP and point A, so this line. So if you are considering this line is not touching any other points on the top view, means the line joining top view of the point A and top view of the station point is not touching any other points on the top view of the object. So the point A will be visible. Similarly, the line joining point 1 and SP, this line is also not touching any other points on the top view. So point 1 will be also visible. Similarly, if you are considering the points D4, this point, and C3, the line joining those points with the station points, means this line and this line. So both of these lines are not touching any other points on the objects. So these points D, 4, C and 3 will be also visible points. Okay. Now consider the points B and 2. The line joining these 2 points with the top view of the station point SP is touching the object at this point. Okay. So these 2 points can be visible or invisible. Since the line joining these 2 points with the SP touches the top view of the object at some other points, we can say that these 2 points can be visible or invisible. Now to find whether these 2 points are visible or invisible, you have to check the position of the station point also. Here it is given that station point is 80 mm above the ground plane and the size of the object is 100 into 50 into 40, means height of the object is 40 mm and station point or the observer size at a distance of 80 mm from the ground plane. So you are looking at the object from a top position. Okay, so naturally all the points or all the corners on the top side will be visible to you. So the points A, B, C and D, all these points will be visible to you. But here the point 2 is a point on the bottom face. So when you are looking from the top side, that point will be invisible. Okay. So by combining these 2 conditions, means already we have found that the line joining 2 and SP means the object at this point, and it is also given that we are looking at the object from the top side and 2 is a point on the bottom face. So that point will be invisible. So here the point 2 will be invisible. So the lines connecting other points with the point 2 will be invisible. So you have to mark those lines as dotted lines. So the lines 1, 2, 2, 3 and 2B will be invisible lines and all other lines will be visible. So this is the final perspective view of the object. So this problem I have taken from the engineering graphics by P.A. Varghese, and this is the final figure given in the textbook. So here also you can see that Here the bottom coordinates are named as E, F, G and H, and in this figure it is clearly we can see that point G will be the invisible point. So the point G or the lines connecting the point G with the other points are marked as dotted lines, and all other points are marked as all other lines are marked as visible lines. So this is the final perspective view. Okay.